Brandin Cooks, my older brother, the one right above me. Where do I start with this guy? I guess we can start with who was Andre when he was a little kid. You know, he played sports. Was he good? No, he was more one of the kids that, you know, after the tackle's been made and there's this huge pile, he'd then go jump into it. You know, I always joking with him about that because I remember talking to him about that, and because that's when I just started to get into football, and I saw him do that. I'm like, that's not right. I'm not playing football like that. He's talented. He's, you know, he's a basketball player. He was more into the N1, the funny jukes. He's artistic. He's smart, but it was just this other side of him that I don't know where it came from. I mean, he always had this anger problem, especially, I guess you could say, after my dad died. And when I think about when did we actually click and get close, when I was younger, I want to say I was, what, 8 and he was 12. And, you know, me and him had our first fist fight against each other. After that, that's when we came close, you know. We was best friends, you know. we was like Beavis and Butthead. You couldn't separate the two of us. You know, even though he'd go out and do his thing at night, during the day, he made sure he came home and he spent time with me, made sure he hung out with me, made sure that I was doing good in school. During the day, we're having a good time. And then night comes around, he has to go. You know, as a little brother, I worry, you know, what if he doesn't come back? He was about 12, 13 when he started to, you know, leave the house and be out there at night and wandering the streets and doing God knows what. And being this young kid, I didn't fully understand at the start of it. I didn't know what was going on. And as I understood more and more of what was probably going on, that's when it became more of a burden and it became more sad for me and for my family, because, you know, this guy can be just like one of them other kids that's getting, you know, unfortunately killed and losing their lives out there doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And I remember, you know, sometimes telling him, like, don't go, you know, don't go. You might as well just stay home tonight and just chill with us. Or my mom's, you know, worried, calling him, where you at, Andre? Where you at, Andre? Either he answered the phone or he wouldn't answer the phone. Thinking back now that I'm a little older, I see why sometimes he said, well, I can't, I have to go. Because I just felt like he needed to be the provider of the family. The question that might pop up is, well, why didn't you go out with him at night, Brandon? Why didn't you do everything with him since he was your role model and your best friend? Well, I wasn't going to choose the wrong path off of one factor, and that was the stress that was being put on my mom in the first place. Why would I do the same thing to her, who, this is the same lady that I always promised that I was going to give her the world and retire her one day? How am I going to do that if I'm running the streets and I'm going out at night and giving her the same stress? Unfortunately, you know, he's been in and out of jail, incarcerated. He knows that when he calls home or he writes home that his biggest supporters are still there, no matter how big my life gets, no matter how, I guess you could say, famous I get, that I'm still his little brother and I'm still that shoulder that he can lean on. So he can be able to start to share this journey in my life and to be able to be around this and be able to have family moments like we always wanted to and take family pictures. It's just little things, you know. Never once in my lifetime I ever said to myself or said to anyone that I wish he was never my brother. Just because of some of the things he went through and some of the things he did, I feel like that's part of the reason who I am today. He taught me what not to do. He protected me. He protected the family. And it's crazy because he's this 5'6" little dude that, you know, where do you get this anger? Where do you get this toughness? Where do you get this confidence from that you can fight? Even though he's been gone for a long time now, he's still my best friend. And when I get to talk to him and write him, it's the same emotion that I got when I was just a little kid.